honourable member for Edmonton-Centre.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to continue to speak about this, I think, very important and valuable bill. You know, Madam Speaker, I have a niece named Brooklyn. She's on the fetal alcohol spectrum. You know, as a result, since she was a child, she's faced a lot of challenges, both mental and physical, challenges that I'm happy to say she's largely been able to meet head-on, and that she's been very successful in managing through the support of a lot of family, friends, and some very dedicated support workers. At the end of May, she'll be turning 21. Now, Brooklyn, she's a very talented drummer. She's a skilled painter, and she's about halfway through the early childhood development program at MacEwan University here in the constituency of Edmonton-Centre. Now, Madam Speaker, it wasn't that long ago that Brooklyn was very reliant on family and friends to be able to navigate through a lot of areas in her life. She faced real challenges in handling money. She wasn't able to travel alone. However, now, thanks to some wonderful support staff, having access to them, and assistance from organizations like Inclusion Alberta, Brooklyn's become quite independent. She's able to travel now alone by bus to school. She spends time with her friends, and she's become a very valued employee working with children at a YMCA in the north end of Edmonton. And I can tell you, I'm incredibly proud of how well Brooklyn has done, to see that growth, that success in her life, to see how happy she is now in having gained these skills and these new opportunities, and being able to pursue some of her own dreams of working with young children. You know, earlier this week, this past Sunday, we had Mother's Day, and it's fitting to note how hard I saw my mom work to help track down the supports and the resources that made all of this possible for Brooklyn, that helped her to be able to succeed in school and make what's been a very successful transition for her now into her adult life. But the truth is, Madam Speaker, not all individuals with disabilities have someone like my mom in their corner. Not all of them have someone who's able to look out for them, who's able to help navigate those systems, who's able to dedicate the time and the energy it takes to navigate all the government programs, the systems, resources to get the help and the support they need. And certainly there's more than a few who actually face some significant barriers and challenges in doing so for themselves. Now, we know there's many great community organizations, like I mentioned, Inclusion Alberta, Skills Society, which is here at Edmonton-Centre and who I've had the chance to get to know, and Bev Hill's there, who is a fantastic advocate for people with disabilities and people in the disability community. And there's many others who are assisting and working to make sure that people are able to have access supports now. But even these dedicated people who go above and beyond in their work to assist people with disabilities, even they sometimes face some barriers in trying to make progress when they face some of these long-standing systemic issues and challenges that can cause some people to fall through the cracks. So that's why I'm very happy to stand today to speak in support of Bill 205, the Advocate for Persons with Disabilities Act. This is a proposal that will ensure that all members of the disability community have a voice. If we pass this bill, it will create a disabilities advocate with the power to identify and study issues that are of concern to persons with disabilities, to review the programs and policies that affect persons with disabilities, to participate in processes in which decisions are made about persons with disabilities. As the Minister has noted, the slogan, the motto of the disability community, nothing about us without us. This advocate would be there to ensure that that would happen, that would be the case. To promote the rights, interests, and well-being of persons with disabilities through public education. They would help to provide information and advice to the government with respect to any matter relating to the rights, the interests, and the well-being of persons with disabilities. And they would be there to assist individuals who are having difficulty accessing services, for people with disabilities and related programs, including directing them to appropriate resources, persons, or organizations who may be able to help them. You know, Madam Speaker, in the 2 years that we've been here in government, we've heard it very clearly from the disability community, nothing about us without us. And I commend the Minister of Community and Social Services for his dedication and his work to adopt that mantra. as he's been moving forward now, and he's taking concrete action in revoking the intrusive safety standards and holding substantive consultations on what should instead take their place. And we've heard from members of the disability community that they deeply appreciated those consultations and they felt that their voices were indeed heard. And indeed, Madam Speaker, I also want to thank the Minister for his decision to end the use of the supports intensity scale. That was an incredibly important step to end what was for people from this community a truly humiliating experience, which I heard about from constituents and from those who worked with them. And I know it meant a lot the day that that minister rose in this House and said that that would not be the practice of the government of Alberta anymore. And indeed, Madam Speaker, that is one more reason why we need to look at passing this bill and having someone like a disability advocate. Think, Madam Speaker, if someone like that had been present when they first considered putting forward the supports intensity scale, they could have been here to say that they had spoken with members of the community, that this would be a system that would reduce their dignity, that would strip it away, that there were better ways, that there were better approaches that could be taken. To have that voice available inside the ministry, Madam Speaker, I think is incredibly valuable and important to make sure that we understand these issues and these concerns from the perspectives of those who are most affected by them. So the creation of a disability advocate can help to ensure that we develop much more respectful and effective systems to deliver the supports and services to members of the disability community, and that we do so with a full understanding of what the members of that community truly want and need to be able to live with the full dignity and freedom that all of us enjoy here in the province of Alberta. That is action, Madam Speaker, that will make life better for Albertans, for all Albertans, by helping more individuals with disabilities be able to find and retain employment, like my niece Brooklyn has been able to, by giving better supports to parents of children with disabilities so that they can spend less time navigating systems and focus instead on providing good care and support for themselves and their families. So I'd like to thank my colleague, the member from Calgary Northwest, for bringing this bill forward. I know that she's bringing this forward after having done months of consultation, having conversations with many, many people from across the disability community, and based on feedback that we received through our own PDD safety standard consultations last year. Madam Speaker, this is an excellent example of how government can learn and improve and build new and better systems that will truly serve the people of Alberta. So thank you again for the member to bring this forward. I look forward to voting in favour of Bill 205.